I was thinking,
Uh-huh.
let's do the top 10 as an episode by itself.
Okay, so which is what we doing here? This is what?
Okay, because we stopped at 30. I know it was like 36. We stopped at
Uh-huh.
so 35 to 11. We're gonna do that tonight.
All right.
I want the anticipation for the top 10.
Do you do, huh?
Yeah,
Okay. No doubt.
the date when I'll do the top 10, most likely before I go to Augusta. I don't know the date yet because
Augusta.
this week has been all over the fucking place. I still have not sent you the schedule yet, which I'm gonna do that in a minute.
You still haven't.
Huh?
Yeah, you still haven't.
Yeah, yeah. And then to top it off, I gotta reschedule the DJ video for tomorrow, probably to maybe. I'm not even probably the Saturday after next. I'm not too sure about that yet because
Okay.
I've been so fucking tired all week. I barely had time to finish up these songs I'm mixing. I barely had time to do a lot of shit. I didn't even do my deliveries this whole fucking week. So
And no deliveries.
yeah, man. Cause I'm trying to get some bread for this fucking trip. And it's just like for me working and watching grandma and stuff. I barely have time to just relax because no one's not doing shit to watch my grandma. But I don't want to reveal that
That's not
on
cool.
live right now. You said what?
That's not cool.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal all that on the live right now because I don't know these motherfuckers like that. But still,
Exactly. The little they know, the better.
exactly. Because it was just like, I mean, if I do the DJ video and stuff like that, it might be Sunday. I don't know yet. But because oh, that's another thing too. Motherfuckers quit and stuff like that too. So now we get more hours and stuff like that too. So my next day off isn't until fucking Tuesday. Great.
So we doing 35 to 10?
Yeah, we're gonna end it at 10, and we're
Okay.
gonna stay at the top 10 for whenever I schedule that shit.
Oh boy. Let's go. 35 to 10.
I know Mike wants to do a review on Sleepaway Camp this Sunday,
Oh god.
and I already have a review
That
scheduled that day.
movie is that movie is so overrated.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I don't even, the
I
ending.
didn't even watch the sequels. I'm not watching no sequels to that.
I didn't even. I heard the sequels were trash, but I didn't even
That's
care for the ending either. It was just I don't even know what to think of the movie. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, we do have that YouTube review Sunday. I'm looking at maybe 11:45 to midnight, but
right.
because I get off at 11 o'clock Sunday too, so it's like
Okay.
okay. Jesus. Yo, Christian, you're doing a lot of asking, donating and stuff like
Do,
that.
do not ask us for shit if you ain't donating. That's how it goes.
Exactly. Talking about if Mike is here, can you do a talk? Why don't you
Nah.
ask Mike? Why don't you ask Mike that?
De Niro first. That's how it go. What is wrong with these people?
Top movie posters. What the fuck, nigga?
Nah. You when you pay, then we we'll do that.
Shit. Fuck out of here, bro. That's the thing that's the thing with people and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Everyone just says, I want this, I want that, I want
Y'all
this.
think this shit is easy? For what's so easy? Y'all be on here with your own channel.
You know what I have to go to do in a fucking review and shit?
Yeah,
Fuck.
we're not doing that.
I'm gonna get my tea in a minute. Because honestly, I'm gonna start this probably about 10 minutes, maybe 15. So this Nicki Minaj and Lotto beefing and shit.
I saw that stupid shit. I'm like, y'all bitches beefing over what? Well, y'all both don't write your lyrics, so who cares? You know.
And you know what the thing about it is like all this started because Nicki got mad because of the fact that Super Freaky Girls was going for the pop Grammy and stuff like that.
Why does that matter? What like is does that matter to her? I mean, only if you care about a Grammy should that matter. Drake pulled out of that shit, and The Weeknd pulled out of that shit, and Silk Sonic pulled out of that shit. So they don't give a damn about winning no Grammys.
It kills me too because it's just like these artists, man. It's like every fucking year around this time, oh, I'm boycotting the Grammys. I'm boycotting the Grammys. Then they try so fucking once they get that Grammy nomination,
Right.
oh, I love the Grammys and shit. Like
Exactly.
fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But
Now the weekend, I'll give the weekend his just due. I'll give the weekend, but now I'm hearing Drake is boycott. I'm like, nah, nigga, nah.
yeah, supposedly they Silk Sonic pulled out. They don't care about no Grammy. And they got Grammys anyway. Bruno Mars got Grammys, you know. I think that might force the Grammys hand in changing up some of these categories and nominating the right artists.
Yeah, like that'll ever happen.
You know? I mean, if this artist don't show up and if they pull their own project out of nomination and they don't show up to the show, then you don't really have a show. Because people tune into the Grammys to see the best artists, right? And if they're
Right.
not there and if they don't show up, then they don't have a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Taylor Swift say, "Yo, I'm taking my album out of nomination and I'm not showing up," they go Taylor Swift fan base, and you know what I'm saying, whoever else. You know what I'm saying? The artist gotta if they want shit done right, they gotta be like, "Yo, if y'all don't nominate the right artists for the right categories, and I ain't gonna show up." Grammys are gonna have to change up their whole shit. It's either that or you just don't have a Grammy award show anymore. He said he got the money. So you got the money. So you got money for all three of us, Kristen. That's what it's gonna be. If you asking us to do something and you donating money, you gotta pay both me, Reg, and Mike.
I'm not even gonna do that stupid shit. Honestly, I'm sorry. Movie
No,
post.
no, but that's a good idea. I like that idea though, because there's iconic movie posters and then there's bad movie posters. I like that idea, but you gotta pay us if you want to see that happen.
All right, man. I'm gonna go downstairs for a quick second.
I like that idea because I've had some bad movie posters. Yo, $10 each. If you pay us $10 each, 10 for me and Reg and Mike, you good. You know what I'm saying? At least you donating. See, like Eric donated, Mike donated. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I don't want people just being like, yo, we want you to review so and so, and they've been here for a minute and they're not donating shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I can speak for myself. When I'm on many different platforms, this is about money. This is about like a career in this shit. I ain't doing this shit for free no more. You know what I'm saying? This is about like, yo, you want me to review something? You gotta pay up. Some people do it and they do it for fun. That's cool. We already did that. We've been there, done that already. We already did shit for fun. I'm looking to get paid out of this shit now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun discussing your favorite movie and your favorite album and all that. But I want to actually make a career out of this. So that's where I'm at with it. But that's a good idea because I don't see nobody discuss, or bring that idea up. So yeah, we could definitely do that. I can make a whole list right now of best movie posters and bad movie posters. That's nothing. It's the best YouTube channel. If we wasn't known, where would you go? Where would you go, Q? Better DITC, but I think they're all great. There's no wrong answer for that. Diamond D is a legend. Showbiz, AG, Buckwild, Lord Finesse, all of them are great. I love all of them. You know what I'm saying? If I had to pick one, I'll probably pick Buckwild because I love his remixes. You know the stuff he done for Beastie Boys and the stuff he done for Funk Dubious and he just dropped the new album with the Artifacts. You know what I'm saying? But any one of those four producers are great. Mike was good. Better movie franchise, right? For me, it's gonna be Jason. Um, but I love the first Child's Play movie. Thought that was great. Some of the other movies, part two was good. Part three, Brother Chucky. Some of the latter ones I didn't care for. But yeah, Friday the 13th. That's always been my favorites. Dawn of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead. Dawn of the Dead. I like that one. That was good. Yeah, they. I'm not watching that House Party reboot. I refuse. I didn't like the latter ones after part two. I'm not watching it. And I went to see the original one in theaters, so I refuse to watch a reboot of something I went to see already. I really don't care what they do with that. I love the first two. I don't know, people feel like this second House Party wasn't good. I loved it. I thought it was great. The third one was okay. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I'll take the first two House Party movies.
What it do? What it do? What it do? What y'all talking about?
The first two House Party films,
Are you mean the best ones?
exactly the best ones to me.
House Party 3 was House Party 3 was good only because of Bernie Mac. I'm gonna be real with y'all.
I don't even remember him in that shit.
The fact that they're rebooting this shit, I don't even know.
Yeah, what for what?
Because
For
we
what?
in the reboot era.
That's bad. Especially if you've seen the original one and then you live to see the another reboot. Like, nah, I'm not looking at no reboot for that.
Mind you, the fourth one was trash anyway.
I didn't
Was
care
fuck,
for it.
was fucking immature. Come on
I
now.
didn't care for it. No.
All right.
Bride of Chucky was good. I enjoyed it. I like the fact that they added Tiffany as a Chucky's female love affair, sidekick, whatever you want to call her. She actually brought excitement to the franchise when they added her. Because I don't think they could have lasted with just Chucky on his own for the like. How many films they got? Like 7 films now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Chucky, honestly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, Bride of Chucky I liked. Seed of Chucky was trash. Didn't like that. Like the latter ones, Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky, I didn't care for those. But like the first like four to me were like the best in the franchise. And then like the TV show was good. That's the way you got to do the TV show, right? Based on the movie.
All right, let me charge up this bullshit and we in there. You gonna see that movie Megan?
That looks interesting. That
Yeah.
looks interesting. That'll be on streaming, right?
No, that's actually gonna be theaters.
I'll wait till it get on streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that Emmett Till movie came out today, if I'm not mistaken, too.
I don't think I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that movie. I am not going to see that movie.
I saw Halloween Ends. I already did a review on 80s and 90s podcast. It's on Apple Music, Amazon. We're on Amazon Music now, Spotify. So we already talked about that. I did that shit like hours ago. Yeah. So you want to hear what I thought about it? Listen to the podcast. Did you watch it, Reg?
Watch what?
The Halloween Ends.
No, I didn't see that yet. I'm not even a fan of Halloween movies like that.
Okay.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely day? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
Yeah, this is going to be a part two of our top 50 MCs list. Stuff like that. We're going to do 35 to 11 and shit too, you know what I'm saying? Just got off work. I'm wide awake. I was like, yeah, let's do this shit, bro. Let's do this. Alrighty. So my number 35, I'm going to go with Queen Latifah.
Okay.
To me, one of the best female rappers, a real feminist when it comes to hip hop, not like some of these fake ass woke female rappers who do this fucking bullshit, call themselves feminists just because they're women and stuff like that too. Queen Latifah always brings it, you know what I'm saying? Like her voice alone, like I always consider her in terms of voice, the
Right.
female Chuck D, because the way how Chuck D shows dominance through his fucking voice, I feel like Latifah does it too, especially with the All Hail the Queen album, which yeah, probably one of my two favorite albums he's ever done and
Yeah.
stuff like that. When it comes to songs, man, I feel like her and Apache made a fucking great team and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Everything from Ladies First, I loved. Um, Evil That Men Do, I love that shit. UNITY, Black Inside, and stuff too. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites, Queen Latifah.
35. When we talk, remember we did like a whole show on rap table setters and people that set the tone for a song when it starts. And this MC has always been, in my opinion, one of the best, table setters for to start off a song and been on memorable posse cuts from Wu-Tang Clan, Inspector Deck. And
Ooh,
Inspector Deck, he's another one of those MCs from the clan that don't get a lot of recognition, like Method Man or Ghost or Ray, and like I said, I feel like You God is underrated. I feel
same.
like that's underrated. And when they put your verse on t-shirts and on mugs and on all type of merch because it was that iconic, that says something. Because not every MC is getting their verse put on, a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever. And just that verse that he had and he started Triumph with, I bomb atomically, Sonic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an iconic way to start off an iconic record like that. And he's been on countless features, Above the Clouds with Gangstar, Tres Leche on Big Pun's first album, Capital Punishment, Got My Mind Made Up on All Eyes on Me, True Master on the Pete Rock first solo album. This man has been on many, many iconic, records. but he don't have a classic solo album. He's like a Jadakiss in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's not no disrespect to Deck. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a great MC, but like that flood really fucked up some of those clan members' potential classic albums, and he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? But Deck definitely is in the conversation for me. Even like on you know joints like Cream, like I thought he had one of the best verses on Cream, if not the best one. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't get that. I don't know. I think maybe if he did have that classic album, people would look at him differently. They would put him in that same conversation with Ghostface or with Ray or Jizza. But other than that, I think he has it all. Like he definitely start off a track. He can finish it. He can be right in the middle of the track and have a great verse, and he's definitely underrated. So I'm like, yo, I gotta put Deck on this list because Deck had too many memorable verses and been on like a lot of iconic records.
yeah, man. Definitely. Inspector Deck is like one of the most like he's like one of the most technical lyricists when it comes to and stuff like that too. Like, I always wish that album that the original debut would have came out and stuff like that too. But
Right.
that fucking
That
flood
whole Spider-Man concept album he was planning, that would have been crazy.
for real.
Because if you had the Spider, he would have had his Spider-Man album, and then Ghost had Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? And then like Ghost was planning on doing that album with MF Doom. That would have been like some Marvel shit right there. I would have loved to hear that as a fan.
Yeah, most definitely. And speaking of MF Doom, he's actually my number 34.
Yes.
Yes, the late great MF Doom. Now a lot of people might be surprised by this pick because they want to always consider him more of like a producer. Which don't get me wrong, his producing is as good as his rapping and stuff like that too. He's probably, in my personal opinion, my favorite rapper producer
Right.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Large Professor. I love Quick, but to me, I resonated more with Doom ever since I heard Operation Doomsday for the first time. Just like
Hmm.
just a fucking clever wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Just his like references to like movies or just obscure shit. And with the Operation Doomsday album, you definitely have to give your thanks to MF Grimm too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Grimm also played a huge part in that, but that's another story for a different day. Um, yeah, man, like Wonderful Villain, of course, man. Another album. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also too, like next to Cool Keith, MF Doom has some of the best alter egos in hip hop too,
Right.
which I feel like definitely played a huge part with a lot of rappers, like your Eminems and shit like that too. So that's my number 35. Excuse me, number 34.
Number 34 is MC Light, and she
Mm.
is my favorite female MC all time. Like she is the one. I think she said one of the best discographies for a female MC, and I would put Light. I'm that confident that Light is so good that I would put Light in any battle against anybody because there's not too many female MCs that can battle anybody. I feel like Light is that one. And coming from her first album, Light as a Rock, that dropped, and that was a big hit. And Eyes on This, she kept elevating with every album. You know what I'm saying? My favorite one would be Act Like You Know. I think that was a great album as well. And she ventured out more. She showed more of her personality on that album. You know what I'm saying? She touched on different important topics like AIDS and love and relationships, and she had a controversial song with Too Young for What, and talking about sleeping with an underage kid, and those were topics that was taboo in rap at that time. You know what I'm saying? And when people look at Nicki and Mulatto and you know Cardi and Megan, they're not touching on those type of topics that you know Light touched on or Latifah or Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? And especially now in this era, I feel like those female rappers should be touching on those topics, and they not. You know what I'm saying? And Light was just one of a kind, and her bars were great. I never heard of nobody ghostwriting for Light. That's something we didn't hear about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit that's going on with Nicki and Mulatto now. I'm like, both of them don't write their rhymes. Like that ain't nothing new. Like we never heard no shit like that with Light. You know what I'm saying? And she was just always herself. She didn't try to look sexy to sell records, and she was all against that. And she's just been a class act for this culture for many decades. And she not enough people again mention her name when it comes to female MCs. They mention Kim, they mention Foxy, and they don't even have the same type of discography like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, Light gotta be on this list, man. Like Lauryn Hill is great, but Lauryn Hill had one fucking album. She had one classic solo album and one classic group album with the Fugees. That's it. She ain't give us nothing else after those two albums. You know what I'm saying? Light got a whole discography of albums where you can listen to her first album, you can listen to album this, Act Like You Know, Ain't No Other, 7 on 7. You know what I'm saying? She had many albums that were solid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, so she's definitely on my list for number 34.
Dope, dope. Number 33 is Method Man. Yeah, I love a lot of meth stuff, you know what I'm saying? I feel like definitely was like the breakout star at the time, when it came to Wu. He had that recognizable flow, that recognizable style, the slang that he definitely introduced, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the cow, you know what I'm saying too. Yeah, definitely like his versatility does not get a lot of praise, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he can definitely do a love song, but at the same time, he can definitely like do like a fucking hard ass track. But then he can do like a track, dedicated to weed and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I really never heard of Whack Meth first and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So like honestly, my favorite album from him might be Tikal 2000. A lot of people might be surprised. They might say, "Well, what about Tikal?" I love Tikal. Tikal is dope. I feel like rapping wise, flow wise, it was like more tighter and stuff like that too. My only gripe with that album was just the skits. That was just my only gripe. And then on that note, I will
Yeah.
go to Cal One. To Cal One too was I love to Cal. Both his first two albums to me and the Black Eye album was Redman was classics and shit. You
Yeah.
know.
That's he made his best shit with Redman to me after
Yeah.
the first two albums. You know what I'm saying? Um, 33 for me is Ghostface Killer,
Oh wow.
another Wu member, and this man, we talked about this already for the discography breakdown. Like he is the only one responsible for keeping Wu Tang relevant in the 2000s. Without him, they would not be relevant right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he kept that iron flag, no pun intended. He kept that iron flag waving for them for a whole decade after the 90s. When Meth and Red was off doing their own thing, and Raekwon was dropping crap before Cuban Link 2 dropped, and the other members were irrelevant. You God and Deck, like I mentioned, and Master Kill, they wasn't dropping nothing great. Ghostface is the only one from the clan that was dropping consistent, solid albums. Supreme Clientele, the Pretty Tony album, Bulletproof Wallets, one of my favorites. The Ghost Dini album. He was dropping like I don't think he has a bad album in his discography. Like every album we talked about was solid. You know what I'm saying? And that he might be the only one in the clan with that, because not even Ray. Ray got like one or two bad albums, but Ghostface, all his albums were solid, no matter what he did. And he did albums with Apollo Brown, with Big Ghost. They all were solid, and he is the responder. The same way I look at Sean Price, Ghost is that dude for the clan. Like he kept their name afloat and out there consistently with every project. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of some of those albums went under the radar, but his wordplay was great. They had him and Ray always had their own lingo on shit. You know what I'm saying, that nobody else could match. It was just great. You know what I'm saying? He's just the total package. He's been on a lot of dope features as well, and you know it wasn't all about Method Man. You know what I'm saying? You had other great spitters from the clan, so Ghost is definitely on this list.
Yeah, man, that was a very dope pick. My number 32, the irony, I gotta go with Raekwon the Chef.
You got a
Um,
lot of Wu on here, yo.
yeah, honestly, this part is gonna be a lot of Wu members and
A
stuff
lot of
too.
Wu.
Yeah, Raekwon the Chef, to a lot of people, he's a lot of people's favorite member of the Wu. To a lot of people, he dropped one of the best Wu albums of all time with the Cuban Links and shit like that too. Stylistic wise, I've always felt like Raekwon was just such a fucking phenomenal storyteller. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt like he never lost the grip when it came to like telling like dope narratives and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? He's another Wu member. I feel like he definitely has chemistry with everybody from the Wu, from Meth to Ghost, of course. Hell, I even loved chemistry with fucking Inspector Deck too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like he carried a torch for the mafioso rap after Coogee rap took that little break between Live
Right.
and Let Die to 456 and shit too. So
Mhm.
that's my next pick.
32. We up to 32, right?
Yeah,
32 is Lord Finesse, one of the underrated MCs slash producers. Like, and his work, he like when people hear Big L, I think Big L was influenced by Lord Finesse, like just based off of punchlines and metaphors, and he was like early battle rap, like you know what I'm saying. His wordplay was just dope. You know what I'm
you said
saying?
what?
Huh?
No, my Wi-Fi was fucking up.
No, I was saying, I feel like Big L was influenced by Lord Finesse. And
Yeah,
he's always been a dope. He always had witty, uh, witty wordplay, and his production. He had like that boom bap sound, and being a part of a whole legendary crew with digging in the crates. And like he had some class. We talked about his albums. You know what I'm saying? The Funky Technician, Return of the Funky, Return of the Funky Man, and the Awakening classic. You know what I'm saying? And he was just great. He was just a great producer slash MC, and if you want to know about boom bap, he's one of the forefathers for that, in my opinion. It's not just Primo. You know what I'm saying? Like Lord Finesse, Diamond D, Buck Wild, Showbiz. They're like the godfathers of boom bap to me, and they still doing it now, still putting out joints, and he had to make lists. I think he's underrated. Just not even like it's hard to be an MC and a producer, and that's why every artist don't do it. But when you have like legends that they're legendary on the boards and they're legendary on the mic, and
yeah,
Lord Finesse is definitely one of them. And you got Large Professor and Q-Tip, and there's a couple of others, but Lord Finesse is definitely like always been one of my favorites. So
yeah. Finesse, man. I love his fucking punchlines and shit too.
yeah.
Um, number 31, I gotta go with Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's safe to say that he was probably one of the first West Coast superstars. You know what I'm saying? Like he was that recognizable voice, the style. It's pretty much like outlawish kind of persona when he came out and stuff. Evolving into the whole pimp style and stuff like that too.
Right.
Um, Definitely felt like Snoop was one of the most illest and stuff. Like he does piss me off with some of his albums. I'm not gonna hold you. He does not have the most perfect discography, but I
No, no.
definitely felt like he definitely He's used like a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely like, the fact that he can pretty much, do songs with everybody and still be himself and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. He just definitely had one of the most illest flows ever. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day, his flow is still on top notch. So,
Yeah.
Uncle Snoop, that's my number 31.
Clutch, what's good, bro? Salute. How
Hey,
my Knicks
Clutch.
looking? How my Knicks looking? Yes. 31. I got J. Cole. J. Cole
Ooh.
again, a MC slash producer, and this man, even with a co-sign from Jay-Z and being on Rock Nation, he never felt the need to go out and get all these different, big name, artists to do a feature on his albums. Like he can sell an album on his own without no features. He's done it already. Born Send It to Me is a classic. Nobody talks about that album. Forest Hills Drive 2014, a classic. You know what I'm saying? Kids on Drugs was a great album, and he's doing it on his own. And I like the fact that he went against the grain and said, "Yo, like I'm not gonna do what Drake is doing or what Rick Ross is doing. I'm gonna do my own classic albums without nobody, no big names on my albums, and I'm gonna produce the shit out of it. I ain't gotta run to get this, Hit Boy and this producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just starting Dreamville and coming out with artists like Ari Lennox and JID and he's doing it. He's like his own entrepreneur, and I like the fact that he's giving back to his community. And his bars are great. I love the joint he did with Benny on was it Atlanta Talk 4, one of the best albums of the year in my opinion. And he's just great. Like I've always been a fan of Cole from the warm up mixtape, Friday Night Lights, every mixtape and album has been phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely one of the best out of this era. You know what I'm saying? Like if we want to talk about people right now on Mount Rushmore, it's Kendrick and it's Cole for me, the top two. Benny and Conway after that, but Cole is definitely in that conversation.
All right. My number 30 is Common. Common definitely, again, um, a fucking natural gifted MC right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, watching his career evolve and stuff like that was very fascinating and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? He's a kind of rapper, in my opinion, that's your mama would fucking love and stuff, and that if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like I used to love her alone was like one of my favorite hip hop tracks of all time. Just talking about using hip hop and masquerading it as like a fucking girl and stuff like that. It's fucking genius. Like that's like conceptually one of his best songs and stuff too. Yeah, man, I definitely feel like Common was one of the illest MCs. He definitely had like a lot of dope albums for him, with Resurrection to Be. You know what I'm saying? So that's my number 30.
Number 30 for me is MF Doom. Rest in peace. MF Doom. I think MF Doom with the name change, he became a totally different artist. Like when he was Sub Rock and he was with KMD, he was good, but they got severely slept on when they were KMD. And then unfortunately when his brother, passed away, my bad. Sub Rock passed away and he was still Zeb Love X, and then he changed it to MF Doom and coming out with Operation Doomsday. That was like that was like the turning point. And every album, the Food album, Vaudevillian album, every album that he did was just great. Like the production, and I love that he had like the old school production. He put like the little clips, like cartoons in it, and it's taking on that Doctor Doom moniker from Marvel, and this man is he did like so much shit. You know what I'm saying? And we still got a whole bunch of shit coming from him that's unreleased, and he was just iconic. You know what I'm saying? The Danger Doom album with him and Danger Mouse was great. Love that album. I wanted to really hear him and Ghostface. That whole album, I think that would have been a classic. and the production as well. Like it's produced for a lot of people. Joey Badass and Bishop Nehru and so many other artists and it's like, yo, man, it's always the legends that are taken away from us in the prime, and he was definitely one of them, and just is just an iconic artist, man, especially for the underground. It was great.
Right. Alrighty, that was fucking MF Doom. My number 29 is from the great Pharaoh Monch, one of my favorite MCs of all time. He's such a very abstractual MC. You know what I'm saying? His flow. I always felt like when it came to like his beginning days, especially with Organized Confusion, him and Chris Poe were neck to neck. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Like
Man,
Poe was just definitely. It's like Pharaoh was like the loud. Poe was like the loud whisper. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, like I like the first self-titled album. That was a cool album and stuff like that. But to me, the Stress Extinction Agenda album was just, oh my god! I think that was where you really saw Phil Monch really just go bananas on certain tracks, like Bring It On, um, Why, you know what I'm saying, Black Sunday, Dun Dun. I love that. And then we have the classic Internal Affairs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, one of the best hip hop albums of all time and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Common, I always felt like he kind of made his own version of "I Used to Love It," which he called "Rape" and
right,
stuff like that too.
right.
One of the greatest hip hop tracks ever. Him just using hip hop as a woman and her being raped and stuff like that. It's a song that definitely would not fly today.
Right.
On some real shit, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely personally feel like just like shit like that just makes out Phil Marsh one of those unique MCs and stuff too. So that's my number 29.
Number 29 for me is Little Wayne, Weezy, and I'm
Wow.
gonna tell you, like yes, Weezy made the list because he had such an impact on the mixtapes at that time, and it was real like two artists that really used the mixtapes to sell was him and 50. You know what I'm saying? Like without if 50 wasn't doing those G Unit mixtapes, he wouldn't have gotten that deal with Aftermath. With Weezy, when Weezy started doing those mixtapes, like the DJ Drama dedication mixtapes, and when the Carter 3 songs leaked, like New York was, but that's when we started bumping them because we wasn't playing. New York wasn't playing Little Wayne before then. We wasn't
Nah.
bumping The Block Is Hot. We wasn't bumping that shit, and I Miss My Dogs. We wasn't bumping that shit. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't into the Hot Boys and Squad Up. But when he came out with the Carter with Carter 1, that's when we started fucking with him. Carter 1, Carter 2, the classic. Carter 3, a classic. Carter 4 was dope. I like Carter 5 as well. I like some tracks on there. It took way too long to come out with it though. But we was heavy into Wheezy in the late 2000s, like '06, '07, '08. Everybody was bumping him, and he's been on a ton of features for R&B joints or rap joints, the rock. He even did something with Weezer on one of their latter albums, and he was big. He was big, like it was him and 50 that was big in the mixtapes at that point, and they used it to their advantage where they could sell records off of like the street joints that wasn't on their albums, and yo, I fuck with Weezy hard. Like I'm a Weezy fan, and I didn't start off as a Weezy fan, but like I said, like he got better and better, and he got bigger with every year. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like now he's giving us any classic shit like he used to. Like he's dropped the funeral. It was okay. It wasn't nothing spectacular about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like Carter 5 took way too long to come out. But for what he did 20 years ago, like he's definitely one of the best to me. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see a Little Wayne versus. I think he could beat a lot of motherfuckers. He got that much shit out there. Like he got a ton of features out there and joints. So definitely Weezy is on my list.
Yeah, fuck with Weezy and shit. Number 28, we got Jizza. One of the founders of the Wu and stuff like that too. Another very, 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 very good, discography and stuff like that too. All the way from Liquid Swords, to Pro Tools. His style never changed one bit. He never lost one step. Liquid Swords to me it was like my favorite album and stuff like that too. Definitely, definitely, definitely like the suspense of this whole fucking show. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my pick right there.
All right, 28. I got Beanie Siegel. Love Beanie. I've always been a Beanie fan from the truth, and he was like the one that had the potential. He
Yeah,
just couldn't stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Jay tried to groom him into a businessman, gave him, his own label. He had his own label deal. He had State Property, one of the best collectives. They had potential, within, Freeway and PD Crack and Oskino and Sparks, and you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Gave him his own clothing line. A lot of people forget he had his own clothing line too. You know what I'm saying? And he was the one that had the potential and he fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when you look at Bleak was like, Jay's right hand man for Marcy, but he never had the talent like Beans to me. You know what I'm saying? And Beans, like that whole battle he did with Jada in the 2000s, that was like an epic battle.
I
Like
agree.
I really couldn't choose, and I'm a fan of both of them, so I really couldn't choose who had the edge in that battle. You know what I'm saying? And it could have gotten really ugly. You know what I'm saying? Because Beans is a street nigga, and like for his albums, like he got three back to back to back certifiable classics to me. The Truth is a classic. I love the second album, The Reason and The Becoming is a classic, and I think he could have been bigger than he was. He just got caught up in the streets. To now he don't even have his voice no more like that. But ball for ball, like yo, he was one of the best for Rockefeller. He was one of the best, definitely. Like you had Jay, you had Dipset, you had State Property. They you know what I'm saying, they had MOP and they never even got a chance to come out on that label, but they were building like a roster of spitters on that label. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame, what happened, but Beans definitely for what he did, he's making the list.
Dope, dope. My number 29 is gonna be Lauren Hill. This might be a controversial pick, but bear with me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel like Lauren Hill was like one of the most brightest stars ever. You know what I'm saying? Rapping wise, Fuji's the score, man. Fucking phenomenal album and stuff like that too. How many mics can you rip on the daily? Many. Like I love that track.
Right.
Fucking Zealots and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? That one track she did. I can't think right now, but you know what I'm saying. But definitely, you know what I'm saying. Very dope artist. Writer, singer, rapper, stuff like that too. She definitely can know how to like bring out the best when she's working with. So that's my next pick.
26, I got Common. I think him and Kanye might be my favorite two from the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like Common, again, like I slept on Common when his first album came out, but then like when he came out with that Soul by the Pound remix, and that got a lot of play like on Rap City, and then he I think from people paying attention to that remix, and then him going into making with the Resurrection, that's when he really started to get noticed. And when Resurrection dropped, that was the fucking classic. I remember hearing a lot of those joints on the radio. Communism, Orange Pineapple Juice, the title track. I used to love her, and that album was a classic, definitely. And again, like even with him, like every album he kept getting better and better. One Day It All Makes Sense, one of my favorites, a classic album. Nobody talks about that, like Water for Chocolate, classic album. That might be the best album for me from 2000. Like that was just a great album. You know, that the production that Dilla did on it was phenomenal. One of his best produced projects. You
Right.
know, the B album, and he cooked up with Kanye, and he went on a good music label, and Kanye gave him a classic. Like we can say what we want about Kanye, he's nuts or whatever, but give me old Kanye was in his bag on that album. You know what I'm saying? Finding Forever, a solid album. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye gave him joints. You know what I mean? And Common stepped away from music and went into Hollywood and became an actor and been in a lot of big movies. And I think lyrically he still got it. He's still one of the best. You know what I'm saying? He's always been himself, and I love him, man. I think he's a great artist. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear a solid Common album again. It's been a minute, but um, yeah, he got some classics in his discography though.
Yes, definitely. All right, my number 26 is Busta Rhymes. Again, another MC I've really enjoyed and stuff like
I
that.
can't wait to see your top 10 because you got some of these people low. You got Buster and Lauren Hill low.
Yeah,
I want to see. I want to see who you got in your top
I
20.
mean, I know to a lot of people, Busta is like their favorite. Don't get, I love Busta,
Mhm.
and mind you, I really, what up, Kai? I really wanted to put Busta in my top 20, but trust me, my 22 to 11 is gonna be a surprising. If you
I want
think
to see this. I want to see who's it. So you have no females in your top 20, right?
you're gonna have to see, man,
I want to see this.
you're gonna have to see.
I want to
I
see this
can't.
definitely.
Don't call me Raven Baxter, man. I can't see into the future, man. That's all I gotta say.
Who?
That's a Raven,
Oh, I didn't watch that show.
because you were too busy watching GI Joe. I understand.
No, G.I. Joe was already gone when That's So Raven came on.
I know. You know, I'm just joking around and shit. You know, I'm just trying to release some stress. You know, but yeah, I know a lot of people. Buster is low, but hey, this is my fucking list. Let me explain.
Talk your shit, Reg. I love it.
Yeah, let me explain.
Your
See,
shit.
Buster to me, if I were to base this list off of originality, he will be my number one. Honestly, I definitely feel like Busta was like one of those MCs that a lot of people doubted when he first came out. Because when Leaders of New School really came out and stuff like that, you know, people would say like, you know, they were good, but it was like Busta was just a true star and stuff like that. Even though everyone likes Future Without a Past, I'm more of a time nigga and stuff like that. I'm more of a classic Buster. That's the Buster from Leaders of New School I fuck with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they personally found their style with that record because Future Without Past was dope. I just felt it was too a bit too Native Tongues influence, which is again not a bad thing because I love Native Tongues. Then once he got the solo shit, you know, that's when he was just putting out some of the best hip hop, you know, like Missy level, you know, just the originality of itself, you know what I'm saying? And I like the fact that you actually witness him fast rhyming and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite Busta Rhymes songs he's ever done is "They Riding with Us" with Mystical. Just the way he was flowing on that and stuff like that was just fucking impeccable. That's all I gotta say.
Number 25, I got Albert Johnson. Illuminati, my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep the eye on me. The one and only Prodigy.
Interesting.
Definitely making the list. Like for what he did with Havoc and Mob, got so many classics. And so many like memorable verses that he did from Shook Ones and Survival of the Fittest. You know what I'm saying? The Quiet Storm remix, and we got too many. And then to go out on his own with his own solo projects and hooking up with Alchemist and giving us a classic with HNIC and giving us multiple joints. Albert Einstein was a great album, HNIC too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like Prodigy again, like he's another artist that been on a lot of classic joints. I Shot Ya, he had a great verse on that. Tres Leches off of Big Puns first album as well. So many joints, you know what I'm saying? Did shit with Nas, you know, just a great artist, man. Like it's a shame that he's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? Because we lost another legend, and when you think like New York hip hop, and Queensbridge, I'm thinking Nas and Prodigy comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? And he was a legend, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that he's not here, and his battle with sickle cell and all that. But again, like this man gave us classic after classics, man. You know what I'm saying? Just Mobb Deep is one of my favorite rap groups ever. And then when Prodigy went solo and he gave us his own classics, it was great, man. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely like when you think of like, let's think about like the iconic, you know, MCs with the letter P in their name. Sean P, Styles P, Prodigy. You know
Percy
what I'm
P.
saying? Percy P, right? They all are great. They all are legendary. You know what I'm saying? They all have made my list on here. You know what I'm saying? And how could I not put Prodigy on here? I have to. You know what I'm saying? He was just a staple of East Coast hip hop and 90s hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I miss him, man. Like he was great. You know what I'm saying? It won't be the same without him ever again, but he's definitely on this list.
Everybody was trying to rap like Prodigy and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like, and they had their own. When we talk about lingo, like the Dun language, they had their own language. What up,
Mm,
Dun? Nobody was saying that before Mobb Deep.
hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Or Kiko, and nobody was saying that. Like they had their own language, they had their own speech. You know what I'm saying? And that niggas was rocking like Hennessy jerseys in the Shook Ones video. Nobody was doing that before them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just this is what I'm talking about an icon, a real icon, not somebody that fucking pay people off to do shit for them and we call them icon. Nah, this is a real icon right here. You know what I'm saying? They need to be in the
Definitely.
Hall of Fame, Rock on Hall of Fame.
Alrighty. I'm gonna cheat with my number 25. Honestly, I'm gonna actually give it to Outkast, not just Big Boy, not just Andre
Hey, that's
3000.
cheating. You didn't say groups could be on this list.
I never said they could not be on this list.
So
Well,
so you're
technically,
picking both Big Boy and Andre?
yes.
Oh wow.
Because when people, I have to say this. I have to say this. I love Andre 3000, but he is not the only nigga on Outkast. I hate this shit. No, no, no. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's fucking
Uh-huh.
talk about this. Let's talk about this because everyone when you hear Andre, people craving Andre. It's like they act like Big Boy is like the fucking weed carrier of the fucking group or duo and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it kind of pisses me off because Big Boy has some of the most iconic verses
Yes.
in
I,
the discography. Hell, he had just as many iconic verses as Andre.
I agree.
Sometimes motherfuckers they like Andre, they don't even understand what the fuck this nigga saying and shit.
But see, Andre, people remember Andre getting hip hop quotable. I don't think Big Boy ever did that.
Man, there's some of my favorite rappers that never got a hip hop quotable. Let's be real about that.
Right.
That should have gotten it. That's all I gotta say,
Right.
But at that time, the source was like giving every hip hop quotable to Wu and stuff like that. Which not dissing Wu and stuff like that
Right.
too. But that's just how it was and stuff like that too. Which, and at the time, niggas were actually rapping back at that time. It's not like today when niggas just say stupid
Right.
shit over 808 beat and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I personally feel like when it comes to both of them, they truly, 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 truly evolved the hip hop culture
It is.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask me, I'm more for Outkast in '94 to 2000, maybe. That's the first three albums to me are
Right.
my favorite ones and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not anything against the last three.
Mhm.
Well, Idlewild might be a different story, but not anything against the last three.
Right.
But I feel like those first three albums was like one of the most authentic, some of the most authentic hip hop, not just hip hop, but music you'll ever hear and stuff. Like A.T. Elias alone
Yeah.
It was just like a huge departure from like the funkier Southern playlist of Cadillac music and stuff like that too. So
Right.
I love the songs like 13th Floor,
Oh
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying, Jazzy Bell. Like the songwriting alone on that album was just,
Mhm.
awesome. I don't think no one ever really matched that album. People always want to say, "Oh, this album was a bit too deep and stuff like." That. I'm just like, yeah, see, because it was like way ahead of its fucking time,
Yeah.
honestly, and stuff too.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, man. Even like the whole fucking, I have to say, "Bombs Over Baghdad." That's might be one of my favorite Outkast songs
That's
ever.
it. That's your joint. I remember.
Yeah. Fuck Miss Jackson. Fuck So Fresh, So Clean. I hate those fucking songs to death.
Wow.
I know I'm gonna be sacrilegious as fuck. I know, but I'm so tired of hearing Miss Jackson. I'm so tired of hearing so, because like whenever I try to bump Sankonia,
Mhm.
it's like niggas don't want to listen to Gasoline Dreams, Always, So Fresh, So Clean, Miss Jackson. I'm more of a Bombs Over Baghdad. I'm more of the Andre running on the fucking Purple Hills, like looking like a fucking Jimi Hendrix and shit like that, with the whole South chasing it. Like that's the
Yeah.
like, yeah. Just look at this Stankonia review and stuff
Right.
too.
I know. And they great performance too. Like when they on stage, they got a band with them. They don't have a bunch of niggas on stage just to be on it. Like they got Eric Sleepy Brown. You know you're gonna see him at some point, and you're
Yeah,
gonna see Mr. DJ, and you're gonna see they band. They put on a great show as well. I loved it just to see them in concert, and what Outkast did for Southern hip hop is legendary. They also need to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, I loved it. Where we at? Number 24. 24 got Kendrick.
we had
Um,
25.
we at 25?
Yeah,
No, we at 24.
no, the Outcast was 25. I
Did I
said,
did I skip somebody? I think I skipped somebody.
yeah.
Okay, I skipped. My bad. I skipped Most Def. I don't know how that's. I went after Beans. I went to Common, and then everybody else. My bad. So I skipped Most Def. Most Def definitely is on this list. Yasin Bey. Um, the Black Star album is a great super group. I want to say album. Him and Talib. Even the joint that they dropped earlier this year, even it was short, but it was still phenomenal. It's like they never left. You know what I'm saying? Talib to me sounded great on that album, his best in years, and I think it had a lot to do with not being overshadowed by Yasin Bey. And most he did it all. He want a little bit of reggae flavor. He had that. He could sing. He could rap. You know what I'm saying? He's an actor, producer. You know what I'm saying? He could freestyle. Everything that he did was just dope. You know what I'm saying? He's a true b-boy to this culture, and dropping Blackstone in his own album, Black on Both Sides, a fucking classic. You know what I'm saying? And I loved him, man. Like the stuff he did for like Lyricist Lounge and Sound Bombing and all that, just great. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of artist that we need for this culture, and staying true to the art form, and not trying to mainstream, or you know what I'm saying. And he, like I said, he's a true b-boy to this culture. You know what I'm saying? And he's great. Everything that he drops, everything that he was on has been great. I don't got nothing bad to say about most stuff, man. He definitely a legend.
Yeah, man. That's a dope pick. Dope pick. Cruz. Yeah, Cruz. I prefer Hey Ya over Miss Jackson, believe it or not. So
I love both of them. I got tired of they play both of them to death, but they're not tracks that I could skip over when if I play those albums.
yeah, I feel you on that. All right, number 24. Let's see where I'm at. Oh, this one's a good one. Number 24, Redman. Redman, Reggie Noble. You know, one of the most, again, you know what I'm saying? Definitely one of those MCs that set the fucking tone for a lot of shit. Whether you get rugged Redman or just comedy Redman, he's always lyrically on top of his fucking game and stuff like that. Um, Definitely one of my all-time favorites. You know, everything from What the Album, Malpractice, Muddy Waters, There's a Dark Side, you know, Doc's the Name. So fucking dope and shit like that too. My favorite song from him, Creepin'. Oh my god, the way he was just going in.
What album is that from?
Muddy Waters.
Okay.
Dun 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 to my no good niggas. That song and shit like that, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man, he was just going in. Actually, no, scratch that. I take that back. That's not my favorite Redman song. My favorite one is Superman Lover 2. That's my favorite one.
Oh, you like part two more?
That's the best Superman Lover ever.
One of my favorite songs on that No Good album. Yes, I do love Superman Lover 2.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. Because like, once you hear that beat, that ding ding, that Johnny Guitar Watson, and mind you, he made that beat too, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Redman a dope producer, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is about that song and stuff. It's just sonically very different from all the other Superman lovers and stuff like that too. Because with the Superman lovers and stuff, it was just always like a more, you could hear the Mary Jane sample and stuff like that. With this one, they just took it to a whole no, I said Mary Jane. The original Superman lover sample, but this one they just took it with the whole outlandish kind. It's some shit you can hear Cool Keith on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's Redman. That's my number 24.
All right. Yeah. 28 was Beans. No, 29 was Weezy. 28 was Beans. Most Def was 27, and then Common at 26. 25 was Prodigy. 24 is Kendrick. Like I said, Kendrick, phenomenal artist of this era. One of the best, top three for me. You know, what he did for the West Coast was just great. Like every project he did. His early stuff, overly dedicated. Section 80, a great album. Being on Aftermath, and again, he's on Aftermath, and he didn't run to Dre for anything. I think Dre did like one track with him, the Whiskey. That was it. He didn't produce none of the Kendrick albums. Keep that in mind. This is an artist on Aftermath, and he ain't running to Dre for production or anything. You know what I'm saying? TDE is the one that promote his own shit. And he gave us classic after classic. Good Kid, Mad City. To Pimp a Butterfly. Damn. You know what I'm saying? New album came out early this year. One of the best albums of the year. You know what I'm saying? His lyricism is great. He did many features. Did a verse on a Big Sean track that had the whole East Coast pissed off at him, and not one of them could even match what he was saying on there. You know what I'm saying? Not Lupe, not Joel Ortiz, not Papoose. None of them could match what he was saying on that Control verse. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you how talented this guy is. You know, and he's like every album is different from the last one. None of his albums sound the same. You know what I mean? And this dude is for real. You know what I'm saying? Like he to me is already a Hall of Famer. That's how good he is. You know what I'm saying? Like when we talk about MCs from this era, I said it's gonna be Kendrick and Cole and everybody else after that. I don't think they fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick is at the top of the list for me. You know, that's how great he is, man. He could do a versus right now and win. You know what I'm saying?
He really can, honestly.
He can. He could do a versus right now with any album and win. It would not be, and if he had to battle anybody, it would be a battle. You know what I'm saying? I don't think too many people want to battle Kendrick. You know, and he's been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a future Hall of Famer. I don't have nothing bad to say about Kendrick, man. Everything he's been dropping has been great, man. He's doing it the right way.
I feel you on that.
He could have easily been in my top 20. You know what I'm saying? Same. Easily. The top 20 is hard, yo. Like top 20 is top 20. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people in there, they you know what I'm saying, solidified themselves a long time before Kendrick even came out. But he could have easily snuck into the top 20.
Yeah, man. Kendrick, man. K Dot, man. That's the shit we fucking bump. All right, my number 23, I got to go with Ice T. OG, original gangster. You know, one of the forerunners of the gangster rap culture and shit like that. A motherfucker who actually done shit on the streets and shit, you know what I'm saying? Not like studio gangsters and stuff like that that just makes up gangster personas because they bored and shit. um, yeah, but Ice T, man, Ice T is definitely one of my favorite when it comes to like the when it comes to rappers that's presenting the harsh realities and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't like him because either they feel like his flow was not as is not top notch, or they feel like his voice is annoying, or they just don't like light skinned niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just personally feel like Ice T definitely like laid the ground. He's an MC. I kind of would say lyrically he got better with each album and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? My favorite one obviously might be just the OG original Gangsta album. The shit that him and DJ Aladdin were doing this at that time, you know, was fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Like a fucking boom bapish kind of album.
Right.
Um, songs like fucking Colors, man. That storytelling at its finest. Peel That Caps Back, again, one of my favorites from the Iceberg album and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. It's just like that too when it comes to Ice T. He's not just the fucking cop from Law and Order. Let's show you know.
Okay. All right, 23. I got the one great artist from the Locks with a solid discography, Styles P.
Mm.
Just as great as Jadakiss lyrically, ball for ball, Styles P is the nicest one to me in the Locks. When it comes to discography and consistency, that's something that I don't see from Jada or Sheik ever. You know what I'm saying? And he's good in the Locks. He's good. He's just as step out of the Locks. He's a great solo artist. Many great albums I like from this dude. You know, Time is Money and a Gangster and a Gentleman, a classic. Super Gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like he did an album with Green Lantern, the Green Ghost album many years ago. You know, he did an album with Talib Kweli. He did an album with Dave East. Like he did shit with Currency. Like any time Styles P work with somebody, it ends up being a solid project. You know what I'm saying? And he's a great artist, man. Like I said, ball for ball. Not too many people want to see Styles P. Like Jadakiss is great lyrically. You definitely don't want to get into a battle with Jada, but Styles P is, as well. That those two are a problem. You know what I'm saying? He's a great artist, definitely. Like he's been on many great features and posse cuts and phenomenal artist, man.
Definitely dope. Definitely. Alright. Number 22, Master Ace.
Nice.
A name you don't fucking hear a lot when it comes to the Juice Crew. I definitely feel like he has next to Cool G Rap, he has the most solid discography
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what I liked about Master P, not that's a Master P, Master Ace was just like how relatable he can get with his rhymes and stuff like that too. He's another MC I feel like does concept albums very well, especially when it came to like Sitting on Chrome and the Slaughterhouse album and stuff too, which I feel like some of the best hip hop albums and stuff like that for all time. You know, yeah, man, fucking dope. You know, everything he did with and going with disposable arts and let's do. You know what I'm saying? I should
Right.
like
All right. Number 2022, I got Benny the Butcher, one of the best lyricists in this era from Griselda. And again, another artist that bar for bar, he got it. Discography wise, he got it. You know, when you hear joints, Butcher on Steroids, Ten Talk 3 was a classic album. Ten Talk 4, one of the best albums this year. Burden of Proof with Hit Boy. Now see, I like that Hit Boy. I don't know. I think Hit Boy was sniffing coke when he was doing that album with Benny, because I didn't feel the same when I'm hearing King's Disease 1 and 2 from him. Same, but give me Benny and Hit Boy. That was a phenomenal album. Love that album. The Plugs I Met, part 1 and 2, great projects. The Black Soprano Family project. Like he's and I love the fact that he's putting on all of his artists on his own label, from Buffalo, and that's gonna be like the next big clip to blow up after Griselda. You know what I'm saying? And he got spitters down with him, Heems and RJ, Love Boat Luciano, and El Camino, and yeah, they got some spitters in Black Soprano Family. And like I said, like his discography, man, when you look on at the discography, it's all bangers, it's all solid projects, and bar for bar, like he's one of the best. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna be here for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like we've only gotten. I don't even think he said his prime yet. I think there's gonna be a lot more classics coming from Ben, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm definitely looking forward to the stuff that he's dropping in the future. He gave us a lot of great albums already, and I feel like next 10 years we're gonna be like, yo, Benny is Mount Rushmore. Like he's that dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's been great.
Dope pick, dope pick. My number 21, I gotta go with Rascast. Fucking fire MC right here, you know what I'm saying? One of the most criminally underrated MCs of all time. You know what I'm saying? The Soul on Ice album. Come on, man. That's fucking amazing album. Fucking classic.
Definitely, definitely.
I even loved Assassination from '98 too. Interview with the Vampire. I mean,
That's
he is so good with them type of song like Nature of a Threat,
hmm
Interview with the Vampire. Of course, my favorite track, it's drama, but it sounds real good, featuring the late great Coolio.
yeah.
God rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, Razcast. There's a lot of people want to say he was like the West Coast equivalent as Nas. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I love Cass, but I wouldn't really go that far
Right.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely one of the best MC, one of the best writers too. Let me say that right now.
All right. 21. I got Conway. I really didn't know where to play. I feel like if I place Benny at a certain number, Conway had to be right there with him. Like those two to me are like the best spitters on Griselda. And again, Conway, ball for ball, like he got it. Discography, we got some classic projects from him. You know, the Goat album, one of my favorites. The Everybody's Food series, the Lulu Project. The Black Tape, his album that came out this year, God Don't Make Mistakes, one of the best albums this year. He got it. And I love the fact that Conway showed growth, because my one issue I had was that he wasn't. I felt like he was rhyming about the same shit, and he wasn't. Like, you've been through a lot of shit growing up in Buffalo. You said you got shot in the neck. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, other than that, that's the only thing he really talked about in his personal life. But like, he opened up a lot more with God Don't Make Mistakes, and talking about mental health, and that's something we didn't hear a lot in rap in general. And I like the fact that he could come out and talk about a serious thing like that, and still make it fire. You know what I'm saying? And having doing a love joint with Jill Scott, and having no rhyme on the track. I never heard Jill Scott really rhyme like that. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't do it in a long time, and it took Conway to get her back to rapping. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was a dope joint. the Chanel Pearls joint, and yeah, like I said, like Conway and Benny, they're gonna be here for a long time. Definitely. I think, like I said, in another 5, 10 years, we're gonna be talking about them like, yo, where you putting Conway and Benny in your top 10? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I feel like they have the potential to rearrange anybody's top 10 list all time. You know what I'm saying? And what they're doing for Griselda has been phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Conway's at 21 for me.
Don't pick. Don't pick. All right. 20 to 11. You ready for this?
Let's go.
My number 20 is Big L.
I got Big L at 20.
You lying.
Yes, I got Big L at 20.
Fucking lying.
Nope. I got Big L at 20.
Fucking lying. Yo.
He's number 20.
Oh, are we gonna do this again?
I'm serious. He's at number 20 for me.
Okay.
This is the only time so far on this list where we got the same placement for an MC. He's at number 20.
Shit. All right, man. All right. Honestly, if you asked me years ago, Big L would definitely been in my top 10, but there might be a few surprises in my top 10. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, I felt like L, one of the most lyrical, gifted, deadly. I feel like he's the deadly lyricist and shit like that. Every fucking bar is a punchline when it came to L. You know what I'm saying? You never hear that with an MC before. You know what I'm saying? Um, Unfortunately, he only dropped one album in his lifetime. The Lifestyles, the Poor and Dangerous, and stuff like that too. I love No Ends, No Skins, and then that's a fucking L song. All Black was pretty dope. But as much as I love that album, I do want to get my hands on that Return of the Devil EP.
Oh yeah.
Columbia did not want to put out and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ebonics, man, another dope track. You know what I'm saying? Fucking lyricism at its finest. Yeah, L was just that dude and stuff. You know, it was a shame that he was taken away from us while he was just gonna be out there and stuff too.
Yeah, man. Like he was great. You know what I'm saying? Like punch lines, the metaphors, he had it. And I think he would have definitely been a huge star if he had lived in signed with Rockefeller, and he was great, man. One album is a shame, but yeah, he was number 20 on my list because I was like I didn't know he could have made number in the top 10, but I'm thinking like the one album factor, and he had a short career unfortunately, but L is definitely top 10 material. So
Right. My number 19 is Black Thought. Uh, I said my shit about Black Thought over the years and stuff like that. Another dope lyricist. We talked about the Roots first. Well, this second and third album this past couple of days and stuff like that. So, yeah, man, definitely a fire MC. My favorite song, the Roots have ever done, Concerto de Desperado. He was just going fucking in and stuff like that too. Yeah, man, that's my number 19.
number 19 for me is Lauryn Hill. She's the only female that made the top 20 in here right now. Ball for ball, she's great lyricist, and she did a lot for females in rap for her short stay. But she got one great album, one great solo album, one great group album, and I've seen people, put her in top 5 all time. I'm like, with one great album. Like to me, Queen Latifah or MC Lyte could go in that. You know what I'm saying? She's definitely one of the best. But for a top 20 list, I think she got to be lower than where she's normally where I see people normally place her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if she's in the top 20 and then she's hopping, skipping over people like Redman and people like Sean Price and Buster, and they got a larger discography than her. You know what I'm saying? So Lauryn Hill is great. but she got to be lower on my list than top 10.
Understandable. All right, my number 18 is Big Pun, Big Punisher. I don't want to be a player no more. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Fire MC, one of my favorite motherfuckers and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kind of nigga. I love both Capital Punishment and Yeah Baby and
Same,
stuff
I
too.
do.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
yeah,
think your baby
I
is a
never
good
thought
album.
I never thought like Yeah Baby as much as Capital Punishment. You know what I'm saying? I like
Right,
that to me was his life after death,
right,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Like my dick, man, that's my fucking joint. Like that
right.
New York Giants with them too. Um, one of my favorite lyrical performances he's ever done was Parent to Discretion, the last track off Capital Punishment. Another fucking track Buster could have dropped a verse, but I digress, you know, but
Mhm.
yeah man, yeah, fucking Fire MC, rest in peace. We lost him. While again, we know we lost him while he was just getting up there and stuff too. So
Yep.
yeah.
Number 17, number 18 for me is Andre 3000. Great, great lyricist. He was my favorite. He wasn't my favorite in the beginning. I think Big Boy was my favorite, and then Andre later on. And Andre again, like when he became a solo artist, there was one great solo album, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? And but unlike Lauren Hill, Andre has done collabs and features over the years. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was on Drake's Take Care album. He was on Frank Ocean's Channel Orange. He was on Rick Ross, the was it the 16 joint. So he's done features over the years, even though he ain't dropped shit in a minute. But I think he's a great lyricist, and the classics he gave us in Outkast and iconic verses on Elevators and Miss Jackson, Bombs Over Baghdad. Andre made the list, but he had to be low. You had one great solo album. You know what I'm saying? He had to be low on that list. I'm not putting him over KRS One.
Oh hell
You know what
no.
I mean? I'm not putting him over Cool G Rap. So where Big L alone is at, that's where he dwelling at right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that, bro. Track number 17 is MC Light. Fuck with Fire MC and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, another MC with that just shows dominance with every rhyme that they've done and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? She definitely did a thing with the albums like Light as Rock, Eyes on This, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Very, very dope. You know, just a fucking style and everything like that was just fucking braggadocious with just dominance. You know, very, very, very dope track.
Yes,
Oh, dope artist.
definitely. We at 17 now.
Yeah.
17, I got Cool G Rap, the Godfather
You
of
rap
my
at 17?
17, Cool G Rap,
Wow. Oh my god. What?
the Godfather of mafioso rap. Look, I Cool G Rap is where he's at because I don't feel like he's better than KRS One or Rakim. So he at where he at.
Okay. I
Cool G
was
Rap is great. Godfather of mafioso rap. He's great. But to me, Rakim is better. KRS One is better. But for mafioso rap, this man is the Godfather of mafioso rap. Okay, when you hear mafioso rap now, and Nas was influenced by him, and AZ and Ray and Ghost and them, it was this man right here. Okay, when you have iconic albums, Road to the Riches, and you know all the Cool G rap, DJ Polo shit, Wanted Dead or Alive, his solo stuff, 456 was great. Roots of Evil is one of my favorites too, and that don't get talked about enough. But the storytelling he did on there, and when we reviewed that album and hearing like the different songs and they all had like a cinema type of vibe to the album, and you can envision what he was saying is like, yo, like this man, his whole imagery that went with his lyrics was just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that like, all the time when when it comes to these artists, but his bars was just great. His flow, his delivery, everything. He had the total package. You know what I'm saying? And I even like the album he did with 30 Special Son of G Rap. That was a dope album. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this man is a legend. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave us many classics, and he was real raw with his lyrics and shit. Talk Like Sex is a raw track. Mr. Mister, he's like talking about like beating up his bitch and all that, and yeah, like he was raw with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's never gonna be another G Rap. You know what I mean? But he is at this. When you hear like everybody else, you're gonna understand because some to me are better than others, and people they could have G Rap in their top 5 or top 10. That's great, but for me, I don't feel like he was better than Keras One. I don't feel like he's better than Rakim. I don't even feel like he was better than Kane. I think Kane was better than him when it came to bars. You know what I'm saying? But G Rap was great. He's a legend, and he had to be on this list because I could not make a list of top 50 MCs and not put G Rap on it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give like the same way we praise the spitters from the 90s and the 2000s and even now. We got to praise the spitters that came in the 80s that started it all for a lot of these artists now, and that is G Rap and LL and Kane and KRS, Chuck D. They all have to make the list. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like for me that he's better than KRS One or Rakim lyrically, but he definitely had to make the list in some way. So we definitely got the godfather of a genre of a certain type of rap. So you know.
Right.
You disagree with what, Sam? What do you disagree with? You disagree with that G Rap is better than Keras One and Rakim? I mean, people gonna have him. They're gonna have him in top 5 or top 10. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like there's some MCs that are better. You know,
Right.
I think it's all. I think also like your favorites are gonna be higher than others, right? Like you're gonna put Nas. If you love Nas, you're gonna have Nas higher than G Rap or Tupac or Biggie. Or Busta Rhymes, or you know what I'm saying, or Sean Price. So, you know, G Rap is making the list though. He definitely had to make the list. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be official if he didn't make the list. He definitely had to make the list. Because it's hard to put, a lot of these legends at a certain number. And even if G Rap was number 50, it still wouldn't mean shit because he's a legend and he made the list. Compared to an artist that didn't make the list. You know what I'm saying? I think people care too much about the placement and why you got Drew at 50? He made the list. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm
Right.
not. I'm not gonna put G Rap at 50. I feel like he's better than being, at number 50. You know what I'm saying? He definitely to me could be top 10, top 20. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I don't feel like he's better than Rakim or Keras One. I feel like they higher than him. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put the ones that were my favorites that I felt like was higher than others on it. Lauryn Hill is number 19. She could easily make the top 5. I mean, she is a great female MC. She's gonna have a large discography, like a G Rap or Rock or Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? But she made the list. That's all that matters. You know, Eve didn't make the list. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She made the list. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Dope. 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 All right. My number 16 is Eminem. Mm. Yes, I know a lot of people. He might be the greatest rapper of all time or whatever. He might be in the top
He's
10,
not
but
he's not the greatest rapper of all time.
I said to some people.
Some people say that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
See,
Hey, he's top 5 for me. Definitely. I love him. Definitely, but not the greatest rapper ever.
yeah, man. I definitely feel like Eminem was one of the most large lyricists when it came to Dropped some like punchlines, even like some stories about his childhood and stuff like that too was amazing. I definitely feel like he's one of those rappers that definitely played a huge part when it comes to played a huge part when it comes to like fucking bringing like that whole eternal rhyming and stuff like that back to the forefront and shit too. So yeah, man, I love songs like fucking My Name Is and shit like that. I love like the Marshall Mathers song. I definitely felt like this fucking loss was a huge blow and shit too. So yeah,
We had 16.
yeah, Eminem. Yep.
16 is Jadakiss. And I thought long and hard about this. I'm like, I'm going off for just bars. I'm going off for just bars because his discography to me is shit.
Right.
Off a bar, Jadakiss is that nigga. He is that dude. If you didn't watch that versus against Dipset, go watch that shit. He already proved to you why he's one of the best. His performance as an artist was great. His lyricism is great. Discography wise, I don't like his albums. I
Yeah.
do not like his shit. Other than "Kiss the Game Goodbye," which to me is his best album, but I don't look. It's not a classic album like in the same conversation as a Ready to Die or Doggy Style. I don't look at it like that. His best album, but it's not on that level. None of his other albums like that I kill for. I don't Kiss the Death we talked about sounds outdated as fuck.
Yeah.
Top Five Dead or Alive, don't like that album. Last Kiss, don't care for that. They had like maybe there's only like two songs on there I remember. The joint he did with Weezy and the Letter to Big. That's about it. His mixtapes were good. He had was it the Championship mixtape. That was probably his best mixtape. He had a whole bunch of other mixtapes. Al Qaeda Jada, the I Love You mixtape. The dedication to his fans and all that. But his albums do not like it at all. Bar for bar, he's one of the best. And that's why I got him at 16. I don't feel like he's better than Method Man. I don't feel like he's better than Red. He's not better than Black Thought. They all got at least with Method Man. Method Man got two solid first albums that I fuck with. That's two more than Jadakiss got. You know what I'm saying? And even with Meth discography, I didn't like his discography after Takal too, but he got his first two albums. That's two more than Jadakiss got.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I like yes, he's one of the best lyrically, but his his his, his work don't show for it though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Styles P got the best discography in the locks. He had consistency. You know what I'm saying? Every look at this Styles P discography. His own solo albums were great. The stuff he did with other artists were great. Styles P to me is the best member in the locks, consistency wise and discography wise. Jada to me, he's great ball for ball, but that's about it. People got to stop lying to themselves and acting like this dude. I'm like, this dude is not on Rakim and Cool G rap level. Not with the discography.
Mhm.
Ball for ball, he could battle a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But discography wise, nah, he ain't touching them.
Interesting. My number 15 is Ghostface Killer, Staten Island's finest and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Ghostface. What do I even give him? Ghostface, like one of the most style. Again, it's an MC based off style and everything like that. Recognizable flow and voice. You know what I'm saying? Definitely feel like Ghost definitely was one of the main reasons why the Wu still kept their legacy alive and stuff like that too. So, an Iron Man album, fucking classic album. You know what I'm saying? Hell, his discography was very good, man. I even fucking like the Bad Bad Not Good collab album. So
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
like
good.
that gets kind of underrated and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, that's fucking Ghostface for you.
Number 15, Method Man. Great lyricist, one of the best from Wu. His first two albums, his best shit. Anything after Takal 2, I was not a fan of. Takal 3 is one of his worst albums ever. Um, did not black. I know you like Blackout 2. I wasn't a fan of Blackout 2 like that. But lyrically, one of the best. Again, this is a man, and like for 20 something years, he's still relevant. He still has that vintage Method Man sound on any features, doing features with a lot of people, with RJ Payne and Conway and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still relevant now. He has a vintage flow. You know what I'm saying? And I love Meth. He's a great performer. Great artist. Great artist. Bar for bar, I don't think you want to battle Meth. He definitely his deliveries on tracks. Yeah, he even outshined his own Wu members. Shadowboxing, he outshined Jizza easily. That wasn't even a contest. Like, he outshined Jizza on the pick. On the what? I don't know. If that could be debatable. I feel like Biggie was toe to toe with him on that joint.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That's always been a debate. Who had the better verses, Meth or Biggie? But that's an iconic song. You know what I'm saying? The shit he did with Mary J was great. Great artist. Great artist. Bar for bar, definitely.
Yes, sir. All right, so my number 14 is gonna be Guru, motherfucking Guru and shit. Gangstar fame. You know what I'm saying? One of my most favorite authentic MCs. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't fuck with Guru like that because of his monotone voice, which I'm like, y'all really want to hear rappers sound like the baby all day? Okay, well, anyway, Guru made hip hop sophisticated and stuff like that too. Like, fucking jazz. Sorry about that. Fucking the jazz influences that he was doing and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you did hear jazz samples. You know what I'm saying? Being used, especially on like Tribe Called Quest, De La. But the way how Gangstar used them, it felt so effortlessness. Like, it felt so unique and stuff like that too. So yeah, man. Definitely one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like the Gangstar duo, I love Suckers Need Bodyguards for Hard to Earn. One of my favorite songs he's ever done. Pretty much almost any song from Moment of Truth album. Like, What I'm Looking For, Moment of Truth, um, Betrayal, which even though I feel like Scarface had a better verse, I still feel like
Yes.
Guru still did his thing on that one.
That's one of my favorite Gangstar joints.
For real. Then when it comes to the solo shit, you know what I'm saying? Lounging. I love that fucking shit. The way he was flowing on that. The one he did with Shaka Khan, Watch What You Say. Yeah.
Volume 2. Yeah. Love that.
It was alright. That was one of my favorite ones. I didn't care Volume 2. Volume 2 and Volume 3 was good. Like I said, it just got less jazzier and stuff like that.
You said, but Sam said BJ hates Guru?
Yeah, he mentioned that one time.
He hate the Guru? Wow. This is the same dude that said he stuck to nothing but 90s hip hop, but you don't like Guru? I gotta talk to BJ, man. I don't understand that.
I remember he said something like he wasn't a fan of Guru like that.
But he wants to talk about Biggie all day. Q wants to talk about Pac all day, and BJ wants to talk about Biggie all day. They need to make a channel together.
Meanwhile, DMX is left in the dust. Like, what about me and shit? Like, nigga been dead for like a whole year. Nigga, he's talking about X like that shit. Anyway, yeah, that's my number 14.
Yo,
just let you. I'm gonna let y'all. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
These next 3 placements are going. Yeah, it's gonna be surprising. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow, you already surprised us with Guru, so. Guru is dope. Definitely used. Yeah, there's not too many people that sound. Well, I can't even say that because I think to me, anything Primo did for somebody, they sounded great. But Guru his voice definitely fit Primo's production. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think of nobody else that sound perfect over Primo production but Guru.
Right.
And he had his own flow. Like, nobody sounded like him. He had his own flow. Sometimes he may not always rhyme, but you understood what he was talking about. 14, Redman, the Funk Doctor Spot. Definitely a Jersey legend, one of the best MCs all the time. It's his witty punchlines and his metaphors and his funny videos as well. He had a lot of hilarious skits and videos to go with them, and he's a producer as well. And when you think of Def Squad, you think Eric Sermon and Redman, Keith Murray, Marley G, and Red was great. That might be Eric Sermon's best protege. You know what I'm saying? Is Redman, and like after the whole Hit Squad breakup, and Eric goes out on his own and forms Def Squad, and you had Redman right there with him, and again another MC that's still relevant now. We're still waiting for Muddy Waters 2 to drop, but even if he doesn't drop that, he already got classics. His first album to me was one of the best. What the album. I love Muddy Waters. I love Dr. Name 2000, severely underrated. There's a Dark Side had joints. There's there's bangers on that album. I just don't feel like it was a great album, but I do have some favorites on that album. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's just a great artist. A great performer as well. Great performer. Does great live shows. Him and Meth and the stuff he did with Method Man was classic. And he's an all around MC. You know what I'm saying? He definitely likes to have fun, and he's great. Great. Again, like that's not an MC you want to get into a battle with. Like Redman definitely got that heat, and that's why you don't hear too many people try to battle him. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to battle Redman. And he's great. Like you know what I'm saying? And I don't got no bad things to say about Red. I think Red is a legend. So
Definitely. All right, my number 13 is Jay-Z. It's my number 13.
okay.
Yes, yes. Now, a lot of people might say he might be the best rapper of all time, the most influential rapper. He might be like, why is he not in your top 10? I'm like, the reason why I put Jay and Eminem not in my top 10, like a lot of people might do, is like, I felt like discographies after a while kind of got a lot inconsistent,
Okay.
especially Jay after
Oh
maybe
yeah.
Blueprint 1
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff like that. It got kind of inconsistent for me. Well, let me take,
Same.
I don't want to say inconsistent, that's a bit strong word.
That no, that's the right word. That's the right. Blueprint 2 was trash. We got to skip that and go to Black Album.
Right. Hell, then he tried to do that whole 2.1. I'm just like, nah.
No, because even he knew that was a garbage album. That's why they slimmed it down.
Right.
He didn't do that shit with none of those other albums. He didn't. How many tracks Watch the Throne had? He didn't. Then they said, "Oh, let's give them a slimmed down version." No, Blueprint 2.1. Blueprint 2.1. That's when they fucked up and they realized, oh, people don't like this double album. We got to slim it down to the best 10 tracks. So 12 tracks, whatever it was.
Yeah, man. It's crazy as hell and shit like that. 'Cause Jaden never talks about the album in interviews like that anyway.
Why
So
would he? It was a disaster. I would have talked about it either. Don't even do when you on tour. Don't even do shit from that album. Like just skip that entirely. Like oh, just keep it on the radar. It didn't happen. It was in an alternate universe. It never happened. You know.
yeah, man. But I definitely feel like Jay is like the best get money rapper and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like his confidence is braggadocio, never misses a never misses a beat whatsoever and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, that's my number 13. Yeah.
13 for me is Black Thought, a great lyricist. I feel like he has a like a second win right now in this era. Like a lot of people feel like he's the best out right now, and I'm like, where have we all been? Like he's been great since Organics. Where have we been? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, was they sleeping under a rock for like 20 something years? Like, or you didn't hear the Organics, or Do You Want More? Philadelphia Half Life, Things Fall Apart. Like he's always been great. You know what I'm saying? Is nothing new. I think if anything, the fact that he's collaborating more with like, this era's, spitters, they're starting to see how great he is alongside when you hear him alongside Benny or alongside Danger Mouse or you know what I'm saying, whoever right now. You know what I mean? So I'm like Black Thought always had it. He's always been a great lyricist. You know what I'm saying? To me, I felt like he should have gave us that solo album over 25 years ago that we never got. You know, for whatever reason. I mean, we got Cheat Codes. Cheat Codes is good, but that's the closest, Black Thought solo album that I think we ever gonna get. I don't know if we could top Cheat Codes. Maybe he can, but we should have gotten that one classic solo album from Black Thought that we never got. But with the Roots, he's great. Like the Roots have classic albums. They got out, solid albums. Phonology, one of my favorites, went under the radar. Game Theory was solid. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. Definitely, coming out of Philly, and Philly in itself had legends, and definitely one of the best that's still doing it now in this era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Alrighty. Number 12 is Slick Rick the Ruler. One of my favorites, probably the most influential. Like a lot of you are taken from Rick, whether it be like the jewelries, maybe even songs and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This, like I said, style of it all and shit too. I definitely feel like Slick Rick was one of like the first MCs really, when he came back and stuff like that too. He really was doing his thing and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else? What I said? Yeah, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick alone is a fucking hip hop masterpiece. Fucking classic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I even love the Rules Is Back album from '91. I feel like that album does not get its just due.
right.
And shit like that too. I just feel like his stories definitely got a bit more complex when it came to that fucking album and stuff too. So yeah, man, Rick James, 12, yep.
Number 12 is Sean Price.
Ooh.
The one and only Sean Price.
That's
Ruck from Helter Skelter, and like I said, like this man kept a whole record label, a whole clique relevant for a whole decade. You know what I'm saying? When Smith & Wesson wasn't dropping classic shit, OGC has been irrelevant since their second album. I don't know where the hell they are. Buckshot, he went solo and he was dropping his shit with Ninth Wonder, his albums with Ninth Wonder, and that's all they had. You know what I'm saying? There was nobody else dropping anything on Boot Camp except for Sean Price. It was Ghostface keeping, waving that flag for Wu, and he had Sean Price waving that flag for Duck Down and for Boot Camp Click. And a great solo artist, Monkey Ball is a classic, Jesus Christ Superstar, Mike Tyson, his last album, every project, and he's done stuff outside of Boot Camp Click, doing stuff with Guilty Simpson, you know what I'm saying, and doing an album with Little Fame and with Aguilar, and anything he put his hand on, it was great. You know what I'm saying, a great lyricist, and he was witty. He didn't take himself seriously, and he was like the underdog that you was rooting for. You know what I'm saying? And he left us with many great classics, and it's unfortunate he's not here anymore as well. And but his legacy as a solo artist and with Helter Skelter, with Nocturnal, and Fab Five, and everything he did was legendary, man. One of the best from Brooklyn, and he'll be missed. Rest in peace, Sean Price.
Rest in peace indeed. Alright, and the last one for tonight, number 11. My number 11 is LL Cool J. Fuck DJ Academics. How dare he say this nigga is fucking dusty and stuff like that.
Right?
Fuck Wade. I'm my Kim Possible fan. Y'all should know about that shit.
Crazy.
But yeah, for fucking over 30 years, this man has been the gatekeeper and one of the last surviving from like the old school and stuff like that too. LL was pretty much like the transitional period when it came to like hip hop and stuff too. It pretty much gave the youth its like it it gave the youth like its love for hip hop and stuff like that too, like its rebellion. Like LL with the Kango hat and stuff like that. The bucket Kango. All my niggas should know about that.
Yep.
Definitely did his thing and stuff too. Like once you hear that LL Cool J is hard as hell. L anyone, I don't care if like that shit is just fucking fire. Rock the bells. Um, Mama said knock you out. I love that fucking track right there. I even love the unplugged performance more and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. LL. He wasn't afraid to be he wasn't afraid to be vulnerable and stuff like that. With songs like I Need Love and stuff too. Fucking dope art and rapper and stuff like that. He's my number 11.
Number 11 for me is Mr. Dungeon Dragon himself, Busta Rhymes.
Mm.
One of my favorite solo artists ever. Great artist to come from leaders of the new school and giving us classics like Case of the PTA and Sob Story, International Zone Coaster. You know what's next, and then going out on his own and dropping on one of the best posse cuts ever, Flavor in Your Ear remix. So I still feel like Biggie had the best verse, but Busta Rhymes was good on that.
He was great. He wasn't good. He was great.
Good on that remix. Also,
he had the best verse.
I feel like Biggie had the best verse, but that's just me. Maybe I'm being Brooklyn biased, but I know Busta from Brooklyn as well. So
hey! You best to believe it's Busta Rhymes about to make the. Hey, come on, man! That's lyricism.
That was cool, but the way Biggie started it off, you niggas is mad. I get locked up in ashtrays. Fuck off, real. Come on, man. Yeah, I don't think nobody was touching Big. That's why Big started it off because he just set the tone. He set the tone for that song. It was like, yo, who's fucking with Biggie's verse after that? LL? No, not LL. Not Rampage.
Disappear like the gooch.
You know what I mean?
Like I said, he said the gooch, not the roots.
Right.
God damn it.
You know what I'm saying? And Biggie's verse to me was just great. I just loved it. But that was an iconic remix. And Busta did a lot of that, in his solo career, and then dropping his classic debut to come in. He had one of the best rap intros ever. And the songs on there, Woo-Ha, big hit. It's a Party with Zhané and Ill Vibes and Q-Tip. He had the great posse cut, I guess, overlooked with Def Squad meets Flipmode Squad. That was great. And every album he kept getting better. When Disaster Strikes, a classic. ELE might be his best solo album ever. Anarchy was great. You know what I'm saying? And major hit records, man. The joint he did with Mariah and Flip Mode, baby. If you give it to me, I give it to you. I know what you want. I love that song. That's the best song on It Ain't Safe No More, because that album was trash.
And that's saying something. That's the best song on that.
That is the best song on there. That's by far. That's the big hit record off of that album. He came back though. He redeemed himself with the Big Bang on Aftermath. That's a classic album. This man, I'm dying to see him do a verses. Because his show, I've never seen him live, but his performances at shows and concerts is legendary. Like he has energy nonstop from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? And even now, like I saw him, I saw his set at Rock the Bells in the summer, and like, he killed it. He still got it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm dying to see him do a versus with somebody. I think motherfuckers is afraid to Busta battle him. They don't want no parts of Busta. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like it gotta be somebody of legendary caliber. If it ain't Jay, if it ain't Nas, I don't want to see it. If it ain't Missy, I don't want to see it. Like, it has to be somebody on his level. I don't want to see Busta against Pusha T or some shit like that. It got to be somebody legendary that can battle him, that got the same energy as him, because his performances alone could win. You know what I'm saying? His performances alone, not even the hit records, but the performances and how he performed them with Split Star, that could win the whole shit. Right. And ain't too many artists. Some artists are fucking laid back, and if you battle Busta, you got to bring that energy. You know what I'm saying? If Nas ever battle Busta in the verses, he got to bring that energy. I'm talking like Hate Me Now energy, not some laid back shit like Nostradamus. He got to bring that same energy. You know what I'm saying? And Busta is, to me, one of the best rappers to come from a group and go solo. Like to me, he had the best solo career coming from a group. Him and Ice Cube, and it's been great, man. It's definitely like I wanted, you know, and he came back with ELE 2, and that was a great sequel to the first one. I had my doubts because he was gone for like a whole damn decade, but he came back and he gave us a solid sequel to that album, and he's back definitely. It's good to see him back in the mix, and I want to hear more great stuff from him again. So
All right, that's fucking dope. And we're just gonna end this off right here. We'll save the top 10 possibly for next week, possibly keyword. This was pretty fun. It's getting more heated and stuff like that too. I like this.
yeah, it's not heated for me. I already know who I'm picking, so
Hmm.
that's what everybody used to debate in the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If y'all feel like we messed up, or you know, you feel like an artist should be at this number, I want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't say, oh, nice pick and that's it. I want to hear, oh, well, I think Kendrick should be higher, or I think Buster should be lower, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that was me. If I'm looking at this list and it was done by somebody else, I'm gonna definitely give my own list and be like, yo, y'all fucked up on this list.
Right.
This dude should have been lower, or Red should have had this person higher. I already said that. You know, so where you had Eminem low. I thought Eminem should be in the top 10.
Yeah.
That's just me, but you know,
Like I said, still was I like Eminem, but he has more bad albums than good in my opinion.
I think he's making his worst music now, but he have classics. Thank God he dropped classics in the past, because if he had all, if he imagine him starting out his career with the shit that he's dropping now, he wouldn't even make my list. I don't even think I'd be listening to him. I'm like, but thank God he gave us Slim Shady LP and Marshall Mathers and Eminem Show, because without those three, he wouldn't even make my list.
Facts. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I'm gonna end off this video right here because I am getting kind of a little sleepy a little bit.
All right.
I'm gonna text you the schedule. Just letting y'all know Nas week is gonna be this upcoming week and stuff like that.
Is that on Sunday?
No, Sunday we're gonna do YouTube Zuoka.
Oh yes, I'm excited to talk about, because we never talked about YouTube before.
I'm excited you're talking about a rock album we actually can
That
vibe.
I actually like. Well, I do like rock. I love that, but I know we don't have the same love for rock bands. Your rock bands are different from mine, but it's actually one rock band we agree with.
Yeah. Like you like the more scientific alternative ones.
Yes.
I like the motherfucker that can bang their heads on the
You
table.
like heavy metal, and I'm more alternative rock.
And I like alternative rock too.
You like some, but you don't like everybody. You're not a fan of Limp Bizkit like I am.
Hell
Like
no.
the new metal shit, you're not a fan of the new metal stuff like me.
No, wait it. I like Linkin Park. Hold up now.
You like Linkin Park. I was surprised about that.
I like Linkin Park.
You
I
a
like
fan of
early
Korn?
Corn
You like early Corn.
up to Freak on the Leash.
Okay. How about Papa Roach?
Never heard them.
Okay.
You like Talking Heads?
You like some shit, but not every. You're not a Limp Bizkit fan though.
I'm not. I hate Limp Bizkit.
Right. And
You
Green
like-
Day. You don't like Green Day.
I mean, I love Green Day as much as I love my ass crack. Honestly,
Are you a fan of Joan Jett and the Blackhearts? No.
she's one of those female rockers that makes a big deal that she's a woman. That's all I'm going to say.
But that was a big thing back in the 70s, bro. They didn't have a lot.
Well, I mean, Janis Joplin was doing that shit. You didn't hear her say, "I'm a woman. I'm doing rock music." You didn't hear her do. Hell, Heart was another dope rock duo. They didn't do that fucking shit. If you can play rock, you're a fucking good artist. What's your fucking gender got to do with it?
She was singing for women's rights and
Oh, please.
being raw, and
Ain't nothing raw about that girl. Ain't nothing raw about Joan Jett.
you don't like songs like Cherry Bomb and
I'm
I like rock and roll.
I wasn't a big Runaways fan like that, you know. Lita Ford, I fuck with Lita Ford though. I fuck with her sometimes.
Okay.
But Joan Jett, I'm
What
never.
about the Pretenders? You wasn't a fan of them?
They were all right.
Okay.
I like the lead singer's voice.
Right. The females.
Talking Heads.
I've only heard one of their albums though. Not everything from me.
Man, stop listening to Green Day, man. Come on, you gotta get on the Tucker heads, man. Stop listening to Green Day.
You know when you suggest a rock band, I never liked them. Like
Metallica.
Metallica and what was it Cream? Was it Cream?
Velvet Underground. Cream? It was Velvet Underground.
Velvet, yeah.
You fuck with Cream though, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not something I would.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute, Sam. You said you prefer the Ramones over Talking Heads? Get the fuck out of here! What? The Ramones were whack. I'm sorry, the Ramones were whack to me. Blitzberg Pop, fuck out of here, man. They were more like a novelty act. I prefer Kiss over the Ramones. I'm sorry.
I like Kiss disco album. That's about it for me.
God, now you're killing me. Now you're killing me right now. You like that disco? Come on.
I like the disco album. Yeah, that's
I was
the
made
one
for loving you crap. Come on.
I like the disco album.
So you don't like Destroyer? The Creatures from Hell album from '82?
No.
Get out.
I like the disco album.
I don't know.
I'm a fan of disco, so it's like when I hear like Kiss doing a disco album or Queen, I'm like, yes, phenomenal. Bro. That they could do.
We are doing the Queen discography breakdown too. Hopefully,
I want to hear what you think about that disco album.
Which one? Hot Space?
Yeah.
I told you I like that one. I told you.
Oh, you like that one? Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to the 80s Queen, I'm not gonna lie, they had some excitable stuff, you know?
Right.
But I'm gonna say most of my thoughts on that when we talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer a few more
week. Oh Lord.
Who?
I'm gonna have to get drunk for the Nas week.
I mean, Rocco's Modern Life is also.
How many Nas albums are we doing? Are we doing 3 or 4?
1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on, man.
Untitled and what else? Hip Hop is Dead.
Like 5.
Okay. Oh Lord, 5 albums in 1 week for Nas. Oh God.
I don't know if I'm going. I have to see how I'm going to do this, but it might. One of them might be a double review and shit. Lord. I think Hip Hop is Dead on Time might be a double review.
A double review of 2000's trashy Nas album. God. I'm definitely gonna need some liquor for that.
Shit. I'm gonna need some liquor when we talk about Justified and shit. Believe it or not, that's actually on the way. Believe it or not.
You want to talk about Justin Timberlake and you don't like him?
Yeah, I told you I'm on it.
So you're basically gonna do a smear campaign.
Yeah,
it's one of the biggest pop sensations since Michael Jackson. You're gonna
don't put Justin and Michael. Don't put them on the same sentence, please.
You're gonna do a smear campaign on Justin Timberlake. Why?
Because Ashley, Ash, I said I might.
She likes Justin Timberlake. Oh, what? So it's not just me that love Justin Timberlake. Then it's Ashley also.
Yeah, Ash likes Justin Timberlake.
So we can have all 3 of us discuss Justified, a classic album.
Maybe.
I love it. I can't wait.
Maybe. If not Justified, then Future Sex Love Sounds.
I can't wait. I love it.
I'm gonna have to get fucking cocaine.
One of the best albums of what was that? 06 that came out.
What?
Yes, that's one of the best albums of that year.
I
stood online in 90 degree heat to get that album at JNR Music World.
But she wanted to stand in line. She wanted to stand in line to get a Metallica album and shit. Okay.
I don't like Metallica. I like Enter Sandman, but I'm not a fan of their albums. Like, their albums are fucking noisy. Like heavy metal that's your lane.
It's a fucking noise.
That's your lane. My lane is alternative rock and punk rock. That is my lane.
I like punk rock too.
You like some, but you don't like everybody. Like you don't like Green Day, and I love Green Day.
They're not punk to me.
Joan Jett, you don't like Joan Jett. She's punk rock.
I don't consider her punk rock.
Well, what do you consider her? She's not alternative rock. I
just consider her rock.
She's punk rock.
See, when it comes to Clash, Sex Pistols, Stooges, Joy Division, Pixies, those are punk rock. Fucking Joan Jett, Green Day, they think just because they have the style of punk rock that they all punk rock. It's not just the style.
What do you consider like Fall Out Boy and Blink-182?
Well, Blink-182, they're more punk. They're like a satirical. I consider more like a satirical of boy bands, but I never fuck with Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Shit.
See, You see that how different we are when we come to rock.
I'd rather fall out of a building if I want to hear the albums and shit. Honestly,
White Stripes. You a fan of them?
I love White Stripes.
You love White Stripes. Okay.
Yeah, yes, White Stripes. Yes.
Now there's a group we could do a discography breakdown on. I love
yeah.
White Stripes. Jack White and his sister. That's
people
great.
People thought they were lovers.
I thought they were too. I didn't know that was his sister. You know, Bad Brains was great. I love the Bad Brains breakdown.
They're punk and reggae. See, they're more punk too. People forget.
Well, they mix with reggae too. They have some reggae.
Black Flag. Give me Black Flag too.
I'll take Bad Brains. I like the Bad Brains.
Okay.
You know, Sublime. You like Sublime?
I never actually listened to Sublime like that.
Okay.
I can't
listen to their first album. Their first album was great.
Didn't one of the members die or some shit?
Yeah, the leader.
Like a drug overdose or some shit?
Yeah.
Shit. You like Alice in Chains?
No, I don't like. I like the Dirt album we discussed, but I don't know if I would listen to all the other stuff. Though.
Oh, come on, man!
See the Dirt album reminded me of like early Korn. So I would listen to they other albums. I hope I like it. I don't know because I haven't listened to it yet. But
check out the '95 album. That shit's hard as fuck.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer a few more people.
So you're very different when it comes to rock. You know what I'm saying?
David Bowie's the greatest rock musician that ever lived.
He okay.
He is okay.
I was never a huge fan of Bowie.
He's okay.
He was okay. I don't.
Bowie was God. He's white God.
I'm not a huge David Bowie fan. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh man,
I'm not a huge fan. I like some of his.
Bowie was the greatest. He was the greatest, man. Shit.
I like Billy Joel more than Freddie Mercury.
Okay, I fuck with Billy Joel. Okay,
you know what I mean.
I thought you were gonna say somebody like fucking like Randy Newman or some shit. Like
Randy Newman. No.
No. But David Bowie, man. I gotta see the documentary that came out about him too. I gotta see that shit.
Right.
You like Neil Young?
No.
What?
No. I'm actually about to sell off some Neil Young albums. So.
Yo, what you got, man? Give it what you got, bro.
You have them? I thought you wasn't a fan of Neil Young.
Nigga, I got the Harvest album. I don't have all of his albums because he has like 8,000 albums and shit. But
is it Neil Young? I think I want to say it's Neil Young.
If you have the Tonight's the Night album though, yeah, Tonight's the Night.
I gotta check, yo. I have two of them, a double copy of like two.
Oh man, let me know, bro. Let me know.
I think it's Neil Young. If it's I gotta
wait. Is it Neil Young or Neil Diamond?
I have was it the Love Surrender? I have his disco album, but I don't like that, so I'm selling that off as well.
I think you mentioned you had Neil Diamond. Yeah.
Yes, it's Neil Diamond, and I want to say it's Neil Young also. I gotta check, but the Neil Diamond album I'm selling off because he wasn't good at disco. He don't have the voice for it.
Yeah, you can keep the Neil Diamond.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I could definitely get a lot of money for that one.
You can keep the Neil Diamond. I'm sorry.
I'm like, nah, this is not good. He had more like of an operatic voice. I'm like, you're not good at disco. He tried it, but he wasn't good at it.
Shit. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video off right here and stuff like that.
Hold on. Let me check before you leave. Cause it's right here.
All right.
I want to say it's Neil Young. Oh, it's Neil Diamond, my bad.
Oh man.
It's the Hot August Night album.
Yeah, I'm not a Neil Diamond fan.
Yeah.
I like Starlight. That's a good song, but yeah, like you said, his voice is too operatic for me and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm either sell those or trade it in for like some other shit.
All right. Well, all right, fam. Well, I'll definitely probably see you on Sunday and shit. We're gonna talk about U2. Yes. I'm gonna say my thoughts on U2 when we talk about them and shit.
Yes.
All right. Hope y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.